Hello guys, welcome to a quick review of the new Destroyer Commander perks. As you might have realized with the recent update, Wargaming has added two little perks in the fourth row of Eric Bay and von Spee, the two German Destroyer commanders. And in this video I will tell you if you should use them or if you shouldn't. And my short conclusion is you shouldn't. And now I will explain you why and how I dealt with the concealment nerf of Eric Bay. Let's talk about the concealment nerf first. Eric Bay was nerfed already some months ago by 1% from 6 to 5%. Now they nerfed him again for 1% from 5 to 4%. So this leaves us with Eric Bay on the same level like Swirsky. So you could have a double concealment of 4 plus 4 is 8%, so not too much. And given the fact it's only 4%, I have decided to exchange Mr. Bay on all of my destroyers versus the Pan-Asian commander you can see in the second inspiration slot, because this commander has 3% concealment, so again 1% less than Bay has as of today, but it gives you 3% additional torpedo damage. Given the fact that 1% concealment is about 50 meters, I rather take the 3% torpedo damage on all of my destroyers, because it negates the torpedo protection of the battleships a little bit better, and I think is more powerful than the 1% concealment you now get from Bay. It's not that big difference, and already before I was using the Pan-Asian commander on many ships, but now I have completely removed Eric Bay from all concealment builds and changed by the Pan-Asian captain. So you might want to consider this as well. Let's talk about the new perk in the fourth slot. Here you can see I've selected that. That perk gives you additional torpedo damage. And I've tried that on the German destroyers and I found it quite interesting, for example on the ZF6 with 18k base torpedo damage. You can add these 6% here torpedo damage, and you can put Tanaka for another 5%, so you can get like 21,000 torpedo damage on a German destroyer, which is much like the Japanese destroyers, and as such pretty interesting. But it has a huge drawback, and this drawback pulled me back by using this perk. So as you know, Mr. Bay is the gunboat captain, and but still you can select all the torpedo perks here, and I was trying to use him instead of von Spee. But if you go with the von Spee build, you have in the fourth row you have the 7% speed increased perk. And I'd rather take the speed perk, because without the speed perk, the German destroyers are very, very slow. And they are slow already with 35, 36 knots. So with 7% speed boost, you get them to 38 or something like that. And with a speed boost, then you exceed 40 knots in the game. But if you don't have the 7% added speed boost, like I show here in Furora, which is similar to von Spee setup, you really, let's say, lack this speed and take away a lot of opportunities. So it's on the one hand, you can really boost the torpedo with the new Bay perk, but you will really miss out the speed perks and the torpedo reload of von Spee. So I tried a couple of games, but I quickly switched back to my Furora setup or von Spee setup if you don't have Furora. I would always take Furora because you have another 5% destroyer speed. So in this combination, I add 12% destroyer speed, and if you take a 35 knots base German destroyer, then you exceed 38, 39 knots base. and that makes them quite agile and quite fast. So I wouldn't give up for the new perk for just 5% more torpedo damage, all that speed advantage. It's a too huge drawback, given that most of the cruisers already can reach up to 40 knots in the meantime. So I would stay away from any 35 knot destroyer in the current meta. And that is why I will not use the new perk of Mr. Bay. Let's talk about the new perk for Von Spey. With Von Spey you get 3% concealment boost and a reduced torpedo recognition, which is good because it's the same as if you make the torpedoes faster or they have a lower recognition, the enemy has less reaction time. So basically this is good. And even they nerfed Mr. Bay by 1%. If you add this perk, you can get on Von Spey 2% better concealment than you ever could get before. So if you like full concealment builds, you now can get with this perk 2% more. But here it is the same again. You would give up the 7% speed boost, which is left to this perk. And again, I wouldn't give it up for just 2% more concealment, which is 100 meters, so 0.1 kilometers. I would rather take 7% more speed because it gives you much more flexibility in game than just 2% concealment. So as I said in the beginning, the concealment nerf can be compensated with the Pan Asian commander, which is much better than Bay today with the 3% additional torpedo damage. And the new perks I cannot suggest to use, so my recommendation is stay with the other builds, don't use the new perks. The idea is nice, but the perks you would give too much up if you use them. Thanks for watching and hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Lots of news, not lots of tips, and yeah, looking forward to see you out there and have a good day. Bye bye.